Matter of fact, 1990s stuff is really starting to sell. Turner's going swimming today. Are you going swimming? Yep, so we had to do this sale early. Is that sun in your eyes? You're squinting. You know, you're a handsome boy, you know that? You must look like your daddy. Hey, Turner, you know what? You made some great sales, but look at this one. Blue Ridge Mama sold that one. She got that one. I can't remember what she paid for these. I know originally they were $3.99. She bought a bunch of these on clearance, and they sold pretty good, some better than others. This one went for $15 plus shipping. These two, Turner, tell us who these two are.
I think this is Racer Pickle and
Racer Pickle and Racer Stripes. I guess I can see why it's Racer Stripes, huh? I hear a jingle back there. It must be boots.
Yeah.
Turner, those sold for $42. That's awesome. And I'm going to give you a $10 bill today and then put the rest on your account, okay? All right, buddy. Thanks for joining us. It's $42 plus shipping, by the way. I think. I got to double check that. I better not say that without checking. Thank you.
Bye.
Have fun swimming. Is it going to be cold? Was it cold yesterday?
Yes, very cold. Now today's going to be warm.
I hope so. All right. Thank you, bud.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. It's nice to see you again. Thanks for joining us in the cabin here today. I really appreciate so many people watching those garage sale videos over on Commonwealth Picker. It's been so fun to get back out and do a little bit of garage sailing, and the little bit of garage sailing we did, that stuff's been selling pretty quickly. Matter of fact, 1990s stuff is really starting to sell. I have kind of morphed into a little bit more of a kind of vintage toy stuffed animal kind of seller over the last year or two than I've really ever been, and I know exactly why. It's because I'm starting to look for things that could sell in my kids' store. I've been having a blast selling with them. Turner's now taking pictures. You know, I do quite a bit of their stuff for their store, but they are slowly but surely doing a little bit more, because the more they do, the more I pay them. And when they want something, I'm not buying it because they got plenty of money. So at any rate, some of that vintage 90s stuff is really going well. You know, we're kind of transitioning. You know, as people get older, they get more money, and their youth is what they want to buy. They want to buy back their youth. And the best way to do that in their mind is to enjoy those things they enjoyed when life was simple and when they were young kids. It's kind of the romantic feeling. You know, I'm a history teacher. I normally bore you with history when we're inside the eBay cave because some people have stopped watching by then. But I'm going to bore you really quick right now. So in history, you know, they went from the ancient times to the Dark Ages, where the Roman Empire ruled, and in 476 it fell, and the Dark Ages fell on Western Europe. And so people started using the term romantic, thinking of how things used to be in the Roman Empire. By the way, they're never quite as good as you imagine that they were. So we started using that term romantic as a way of looking back on the way things used to be. And we use it, of course, in relationships today. It's because, not my relationship, of course, but most people look back in the glory days of when they were courting and when they were meeting somebody and they were in love. And so you're looking backwards. And that's what people love to do. They love to look backwards and enjoy playing with the things and doing the things and seeing the things that they saw when they were young. It's why that vintage stuff really does sell. That NOS, that new old stock, really does sell. And so we've been selling a little bit of that lately. Of course, a little bit with the trolls, but with a couple other items, and I'm going to show you those as well. But let me show you what else sold first. Speaking of vintage, and this isn't even vintage, this is retro. Sometimes those styles come back and the new generation will enjoy them as well. So this is a vintage, this is not a vintage pair. This is a pair of Converse. And I think my wife picked these up. Either that or we picked them up together at a sale. For some reason, I feel like she picked these things up. But either way, they sold, and they're not in great condition. You can see right here, but they're in pretty good condition. They got a lot of life left in them. $19.95 plus shipping for these. All right, here's an item. If you watched last Sunday's, I think, video entitled "I Should Have Bought It All" and talked about the trolls, this is something I picked up at the flea market. Flea market's not really great for me a lot of times, but that day it was okay, and there was just a few people out there. At any rate, this was missing a part, unfortunately, and I wasn't able to test it, and the collar right here was cut, Even with all that, it sold for $50 plus shipping, and I paid $10 for it. So it's a nice little, probably around a $35 profit on this. You know, if you find those and they're in good condition, they're definitely worth picking up. There's this little tool right here that you can usually use. I wasn't able to use it with this one. That you can test those things with to see if they're working and the light turns on, and to see if it needs a new battery or not. So at any rate, I can't remember the name of this. I probably shouldn't be talking about it. But if somebody out there does, or can put a link or something below in the comments, these are kind of nice to use and test those dog collars out when you can. All right, we're getting out of the nitty gritty of the lost and found sale if you've been watching for a while. And this is in really rough condition. I toyed with the idea of not even listing it, but I did. $6.81 free shipping. So, you know, it's about a, who knows, $2.50 profit or so on this. We'll just throw it in a poly bag and ship it off. We stopped keeping track of that particular sale because all the big items have sold off. But we do pretty good selling old golf club head covers. Not too bad. Had a viewer pick up some Twisted Radio Waves, Jerry Garcia, Dr. Demento CDs, and we sell a bunch of those. And, of course, the Fleet Eneman. That one's missing an E. I'm going to have to get him one that has an E right there. Anyway, these are going out to Michael, and Michael just says, hey, have a great day. Thanks for the content. So, Michael, thank you so much. We appreciate you, and they're headed your way. All right, I'm just going to show you all of it for just a second and then talk about it a little bit. These are just some old safety rules, Norfolk Southern and Norfolk and Western, Brotherhood of Locomotive Firemen and Engine Men, Constitution, bunch of old railroad stuff that I picked up at a sale. Matter of fact, you can see this one. Most of you have already seen it because it is our most popular video. I think like 125,000 views on it on the Commonwealth Picker channel, and I think it was entitled Garage Sale Bundles, Buy It All at a Great Price. So if you haven't gone over there and watched that, you can go watch it. And we bought a bunch of stuff from this really nice old guy. And it was his, I think it was his uncle's train stuff. And he had already sold his and he was selling it off. And we found some cool, interesting kind of personal stuff in there that I've kept as well. Anyway, it was a good little buy. We've made a bunch of money off it and still have two big items to sell from it. But these right here paid, I think, everything we paid for it with these books. But we've already made a bunch of money off of it. $50 plus shipping on these old railroad books and manuals and stuff. It kind of took a while to sell. I thought it would be a fairly quick seller. I put a decent price on it, but it did take probably 2 months to sell that. All right, I'm going to knock on wood right here, because Sophie has not made any noise, which is not normally the case for her. She's normally yapping or jumping down or getting the heck out of here, but it's earlier in the day, so she's taking her early day nap, I think, right now. Huh, Soph? You getting ready to take a nap? What are you doing? Huh? See, there you go. All right, let me show you what's sold here. These are the 90s things that I'm talking about. These are old Furbies, and I buy them all the time and test them and sell them for really good money, sometimes 40, 50, 60 bucks, depending on which one, depending if they have the tag still on it, depending on the condition of them. And these are 1998's or 1999's usually. These two sold, I think they were each $25 plus shipping. These were two that I tested. I tend to sell these things really quickly after I buy them, but every one that I find that doesn't work, I put in a box, and then I'll go through and I'll try to fix all of them at the same time. And I have virtually no skills. That one's kind of cool. I like those eyes. But I'll usually go through and try to wake them up. So if you don't know anything about these, sometimes you have to wake these things up. There's a reset button underneath, but there's all kinds of tricks to the trade. You know, you put your finger in their mouth and you turn them upside down and shake them sometimes and hit that reset button. There's all kinds of different ways you can wake these things up, using fresh batteries, of course, cleaning out the corrosion and all that. At any rate, there were 6 of these, and I was able to wake up these two and sold them for a decent little profit here. And I was able to wake up this one, which I think it just sold today, and it'll be on tomorrow's video. But these 3, I just could not wake up. And some of them had some damage as well. That's when you'll see he's missing an eyelash right there. I could not. I tried everything to wake these guys up, and I just couldn't do it. This one right here is a really valuable one. I think this one has the tag on it. I'm not sure yet. It still has the tag on it. I've seen this one go for like 60, 70 bucks. I've also seen it go for like 30 bucks, so it just depends. Unfortunately, no matter what I did, I could not get it working. Same with these, and I worked on them for quite a while. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give somebody a great deal. Maybe somebody else can get these things working. I'm probably into these all total for less than $10. So either way, I sold them all together for 50 bucks, not working, plus shipping. and we'll see if somebody can wake them up. So they probably can. I'm not an expert at this, and I don't want to spend 2 hours trying to do it. My 2 hours are probably better spent doing something else. So if somebody's got a great deal, somebody's going to make sure they get working. You can skin them. You can take the skins off of them and work on them from the inside. I know there's a little something right here in each one that you can adjust and try to get them to work. And I'm sure somebody will get them working and make a bunch of money. But for me right now, I was just happy to sell them and make a quick buck and get out of here. All right, we have a Homeschool Hustler sale, and we've got some sales in the eBay cave, so come join us. Hey, we have an Eneman going out from Amy to Matt. Let me read her message really quick for you. It says, hello from Smyrna, Tennessee. We enjoy watching your channel, and I think it's great that you teach your kiddos the business as well. My husband, Matt, is a picker on the side. We appreciate all his hard work for us, so we bought this to put a smile on his face. Thank you and keep up the good work. You know, that's true. There's a lot of people out there in families that are doing this for their families without the help that I get from my family. And a lot of those folks, you know, they encourage and they're thankful, and it is nice to hear something. You know, a lot of people put a lot of hard work into what they do. A lot of you out there do what you're doing out there, and you're doing it for others and not for yourself. So that's awesome. We appreciate that, Amy, and we hope Matt enjoys it. So thanks so much. All right, here is it's like a brochure, a catalog for Van Cleef, I guess is what I'd call it. I bought this at a book sale for $1, and let's see if I can find it. It's just different necklaces and whatnot. I don't know if it's a buying catalog. It's really kind of, obviously this stuff's high end, but the catalog itself is pretty high end. And it's just showing different Van Cleef jewelry. Some of it's kind of cool. At any rate, $20 plus shipping. Took almost a year to sell, though. All right, we have another Eneman going out. This one's going out to Joel, and I think it's actually going to Joel's wife. Hi, Kevin. Today I had a teal padded mailer on the table from a package, and my wife got excited because that's what Kevin ships the Eneman in. I'm assuming that she thought maybe you bought her one, and now you're coming on here buying her one because she was so excited about that one. So I do ship them out in this. I'm almost out of those teal mailers, and I have got to go on and reorder some. They are kind of cool. So I will make sure I find one for you. I'll get this. Maybe I should send in something else so she doesn't think that's what showed up. He says, I guess that means it's time to help get things flowing out of her store. So thanks. Love the show. Keep up the great work with the Homeschool Hustlers. Thanks, Joel. Joel, thank you, and we hope your wife enjoys. All right, here's an interesting one. I bought a ton of these shoe bags, Nike shoe bags at a sale. I mean, tons of them. Hundreds, maybe. And they sold over time. I bought like all of it for $5, and I was selling them for $9.99 a piece. Free shipping, but you know, they're really light. This one, there was only maybe 8 or 10 of this particular type. Most of them were of a different type. And I was selling them for $10 a pop. You know, the shipping was cheap on them and fees. So I was making like $6 a piece because I paid I paid like a nickel a piece. And they sold fairly quickly. I was pretty happy. I think at one point I was selling a lot of 2. And then I was selling one individually. At any rate, this one took forever. So the first 7 or 8 or however many they were sold really, really quickly. And then this one just didn't sell for like a year. I mean, all that stuff sold within months. And then a year later, this one finally sells. And it probably wouldn't have sold except for it sold to a viewer. And it sold at a discount because I was trying to get rid of it here. Although it still says 1 available. So I'm going to have to check, make sure I don't have. I thought this was the last one, but I'll check. Maybe I do have one more. $6.79. And it went out, and I can't pronounce this name. Deneige. Deneige. I don't want to screw it up, and that's coming from a teacher who has to learn 120 new names each year. So at any rate, thank you so much, and you say thank you for sharing your knowledge, Kevin. I love watching your videos. So thank you. I do appreciate it. It looks like you've been selling a while in there too, so you got a pretty good amount of feedback. So thanks so much. We appreciate it. We hope you enjoy, and I apologize about the name. And okay, there is not one more in there, and it says 1 more available, so I better go take that one off. I have a feeling I know what happened, and I'll have to go talk to Bubba about it. Every once in a while, he comes and says, hey, can I take this or take that? And I say yes, and then I just forget. I remember him using one of those bags. I think he probably took one, so I better go delist it. All right, now this one's kind of cool. This came obviously in the troll lot, and I put it in here because it was not one of the ones I put on the kids store because I don't know why I'm doing that. That's pretty cool though, isn't it? Because it says, I love New Glarus, which is, I'm thinking I'm pronouncing that right. Glarus? It is a town. It's a city, I guess, somewhere. It's also a brewery when I looked it up, so I listed it as a brewery. I put that in there. There's a darn fly again. And somebody asked me, they said they saw it on the video, and they asked me if that's what it says. I love New Glarus. And I said, yes, it is. And they bought it right up, $9.95 plus shipping. And it's going out to Brian. And I don't think you left a message, Brian, but I do appreciate the purchase. And we hope you enjoy this guy. It's kind of funny, though. And this kind of leads into a little bit of what I think about picking and why I think it's so beneficial for people to watch shows on YouTube and to watch people at garage sales, to watch What Sold videos and start to learn new things. You build up your repertoire by seeing those things, and then you begin to find what you have already seen, because your mind is an amazing thing. So I probably would have never recognized this posting on Instagram before, but I saw a post from Parrot Head Picker. I saw it on Instagram. By the way, he is a terrific reseller, and he has a YouTube channel as well. If I can remember, I will link to it right there. But he is terrific at pictures and how he displays things and sells on Posh and eBay, and he does a terrific job. At any rate, enough about that. He had a picture of a drink. I think he was on his back porch maybe, and it said New Glarus on it, and I was like, that's interesting. I would have never recognized that before, and I would never pick something up that maybe I would sell because of that name unless I picked this guy up. And so now you know it, and now you see it. It happens all the time. Once I've seen something, once I know it sells, then I start to find them when I had never found them before, but undoubtedly those things were there all the time. I got another one going out to Christie and Rodney. They say, hey guys, just started selling and learning so much from you guys. Just watched the video about this guy and thought our eBay room needed one to help. Just watched the video about this guy. That's interesting. So you just watched that old video. I can't even remember what it was entitled. But a lot of new people come on. When they come on and start watching this channel, they're like, what in the world is this thing? At any rate, that's nice. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I'm glad you got one. Thought we need one for the eBay room to help get things moving. My husband and I have come up with a 5-year plan. In 5 years, we will have 20 years at his current job. Plan is to retire and go reselling full time. Thanks for sharing and teaching, Christy and Rodney. So, I don't know, a 20-year retirement. Is that a police officer out there? Sometimes, you know, or military possibly. I'm not quite sure. Hey, that's my plan, because for us teachers, we got to put in 30 years. I'm 20 in, by the way. This is my 21st year that we're going to start. God willing, we're going to start here in a few months. All right, this is a freebie shirt we got from an acquaintance of mine that had a bunch of Liberty stuff, and I'm like, hey, you got any Liberty stuff? Because I knew they were a cheerleader at Liberty. I didn't really know them very well, but I knew them because they were working, they were doing their student teaching at the school that I teach at, and I knew that student was from Liberty. I'm like, hey, you got any old Liberty gear before you graduate here and move on? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, how much can I pay? Oh, just take it. Hundreds of dollars of profit. And this one sold for $20, $19.81, and of course it'll ship out under 8 ounces, so that's awesome. The Liberty stuff sells fairly well, but Liberty, Nike, and the Sparky Bird make it a winner. $19.81 free shipping. All right, this one is going out to Rebecca. It's the last one for the day. My son Riker Percival, that is a great name, by the way, is a Percival. I'm an Angel fan. I grew up in Southern California. There used to be a closer for the Angels named Troy Percival. And there is an island out here in the James River named Percival's Island. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Is a beginner eBay seller and enjoys watching your videos. I do too. Please sign the Eneman. So I will try to remember to do that and get that one packaged up and sent out to y'all. So thank you, Rebecca. We do appreciate it. And best of luck to Riker. Riker, I don't know how old you are. So when you hear this, would you put a comment below and tell me, are you like Reagan's age, or are you like in your 20s or 30s or what? So let me know out there. I'm just curious. So thanks so much, and we hope he gets things moving out of your new store. All right, I don't know if we've done the Homeschool Hustler sale already, or if we're going to do it later, or if we're going to put something else at the end of this video, but either way, thank y'all for joining us as always, and we will see you next time.